What's going on, guys? Just making a new video. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about outcome. A lot of people don't think about outcome. I know I didn't. Somebody recently talked to me about outcome, and I wanted to talk to you about outcome. Sorry, I got an itch up there. Outcome is important. Okay, so me, I'm a clock puncher. I work 40, 50, 60 hours a week. Whatever I need to do to get the job done. Okay, so I go to work and I make a list, X, Y, and Z. This is what I need to do today. And at the end of the day, when I'm done with that list, I go home. Okay? That's great, right? It makes my boss happy. But what's my outcome? Why am I doing it? Because if I don't figure out why I'm doing it, then it gets old quick. It gets pretty life draining, in all honesty. So let me ask you this. Why do you do what you do? Are you just making a list and following a list? Or are you figuring out what your outcome is? Okay? Let me give you some more information about this. Okay, we do things in life. At one point in our life, we make a decision and we go for it. Okay, so you, myself, all of us, we make decisions and we do things. One time I made a decision to go to school. I figured it was a good thing. I was making X amount of dollars and I wanted to make more, and I needed to move up in the company. I needed a bachelor's degree. I don't have one. Okay, so I started getting one. And so now I'm halfway through a bachelor's degree. It's great, it's wonderful. But my goal was to move up in the company and make more money. Well, what happened was I got laid off. And when I got laid off, another company picked me up and they paid me a bunch more money. So now I make more money, but I don't have more education. So if the outcome was to make more money, then obviously I've already made that much more without an education. So you got to reevaluate it. But otherwise, I just keep going to work, like I said, 40, 50, 60 hours a week, and then I go to school, right? And if I thought work sucked, was life draining, and kicking my butt every day because I was just punching the clock, and then I commute an hour, and then I sit and I stay up late doing homework, if I was already tired, if I was already worn out, if I was already wondering why I'm doing what I'm doing, and now I'm doing twice as much, it gets old quick, right? And so then I start getting drained, I start to hate it. What's my outcome? Why am I doing it, right? I'm back to just checking a list off. I'm checking a list. This is what I'm doing. Why? Why am I doing it? Why am I doing what I'm doing? What's the reason behind it? What's the purpose? Why am I doing it? So you reevaluate and you figure that out. And you figure out what's next. What am I doing? Let me give you some more examples, okay? If you are like me, you cope with stress in some way, shape, or form. Okay? So me, personally, I stress eat. I've been known to eat some cookies and some pizzas and this and that and another. Okay, so recently my family, we suffered an incredible loss. It was and is one of the most painful things that I've ever felt, and I don't know if anything could ever feel that bad. And so I'm stressed, I'm not sleeping, and so what do? I isolate, I watch a lot of movies, and I eat a lot of cookies. Okay, so what's my outcome? If I don't consider my outcome, then I eat a lot of cookies and I put on a lot of weight. God has really blessed me with a good a desire to work out and hike and ride bikes and stuff. Otherwise, I would be 300-400 pounds. But seriously, what was my outcome? Why did I do what I did? Well, I want to feel better, right? I want that pain to go away. I want to feel that whole. Can't do it with food. So what happens is you just keep eating more and more and more and more. And so people, we have to figure out what our outcome is. Because once you identify what your outcome is, you can either continue to do it or you can do something else. We always have a choice. We could always do something different. If we don't like what we're doing, we can change it. We are free to do whatever we want. If we want to eat cookies, we can eat cookies. If we want to watch movies, we can do that too. We can punch the time clock, we can go to school, we can be nice to people, we can be mean to people, we can do whatever we want. God gave us free will, He gave us choice, but with that, we have an amazing opportunity to do good things too, and to change. Okay, we're not like animals like a goose. You can tell a goose all summer. You're like, you're gonna fly south here pretty soon, just go a couple directions off. You can just hang out there all year long. You'll never have to fly again. You can just hang out on a beach and relax. They're not going to do it. They're birds. They're animals. They don't have brains. You know, they don't have cognition like we do. Right? But you're God's child, and you have cognition, and you have free choice, and you can decide, and you can do what's important to you, and you can do what God's called you to do, and you can figure out what the outcome is. And maybe if you figured out the outcome, you would do something different. Maybe if you figured out the outcome before you started today, your list would look different. You would do different things at work. You would treat people differently. You would relate differently. If you knew why you were sending a text message, maybe you're sending a text message because you're lonely. Well, figure that out. Figure out the outcome. I'm lonely. I want to hang out with somebody. And then ask for what you need instead of just sending some weird text message. We've all done it. You know, figure out why you're going to school. Because maybe you don't want to go to school anymore. Maybe you want to do something different with your life. Figure it out. Choose it. Choose something awesome. Live it. Love it. Okay? So you guys are worth it. And keep doing your work, and keep trying, and keep bettering yourself, because you're worth it. God's got a plan for you for hope in the future.